Okay, so I just woke up and saw the news on Reddit. So apparently, Frost Giant, the guys who used to be StarCraft 2 developers, including Monk, the co-op developer, has released information on the game that they're working on. So, if you didn't know yet, Frost Giant said specifically that they want to work on an RTS game, a real-time strategy game. And the game is called Stormgate. And Brian, let's hear what it's all about.
Stormgate is a free-to-play real-time strategy game set amidst a war between humanity and an onslaught of alien invaders. Take on the campaign alone or cooperatively, play casual and competitive PvP and co-op modes online, or get creative in the editor. Welcome to the future of RTS.
So, looks like it's putting the emphasis, because this is your trailer, this is your advertisement for the game. So, it highlights the campaign as a single player, cooperatively, and you can play casual and competitive PvP, I mean player versus player, and co-op modes online. It looks like they're trying to make a full RTS experience with not just 1v1, which unfortunately a lot of the developers, RTS developers, have been focusing on. Everyone's trying to make the next StarCraft, but it looks like Stormgate here aims to make a fuller experience with all game modes, and I'm getting pretty excited because as a guy who plays exclusively co-op, I'm excited for the campaign and the co-op modes. Not so much the PvP because I don't play competitive, but I'm getting pretty excited about this game. My hopes for this game are that, first of all, it is a great story with great gameplay. If you remember the Wings of Liberty campaign, that was truly groundbreaking. I mean, the story was there, but the gameplay of the campaign was truly innovative for its time. They had different objectives like destroy trains, they had dungeon crawling, they had stealing, those resources from Colonel Orlan. They had a bunch of different stuff. He even had an ability to control a giant mech in the Odin. So I'm hopeful that the gameplay in the campaign and co-op would be just as interesting. So they have more information about this game. So Brian, if you don't mind, please read. Wait, hold on. Welcome to the future of RTS. Okay.
Stormgate is the new real-time strategy game from the team at Frost Giant Studios, including former developers of Warcraft R3 and StarCraft R2. Explore an ever-evolving story through thrilling campaign missions where science fiction and fantasy collide, solo or cooperatively.
Dude!
Battle opponents around the world.
You can explore the campaign solo or co-op? That's awesome. I hope it really has that great story with people, because I remember first playing StarCraft 1 and I wasn't into 1v1. I'm still not. And there was no co-op mode back then. Back then, I just played exclusively for the story. And I was like 10 years old, so I'm also bad at the game. So I just used cheats and stuff to progress through the story. I honestly love the story of StarCraft 1. And the characters, and the plot twists, and the heroes. I'm hoping that this new game, Stormgate, would focus also on the campaign and make it really interesting, and fun and memorable to play. And replay, I hope. But let's continue.
The world on our competitive 1v1 ladder. Team up with your friends to challenge the AI in cooperative mode.
Yes! Yes, co-op! Yes! Oh, this is gonna be awesome! I mean, I hope it's gonna be awesome, but... Whew.
Modes. Get your hands dirty in the editor to build the game of your dreams.
We can also go in the editor? I mean, I was never a good I was never really good in StarCraft 2 editor. I remember making some stuff in StarCraft 1 editor because I like to try stuff, and I remembered how simple it is to make stuff in StarCraft 1, and how truly how truly difficult it was to get to do anything in the StarCraft 2 editor. I remember making a Lord of the Rings based story in StarCraft 1 editor. It was really bad, but I was able. I had the confidence to make it. I'm hoping that the editor in this game will be, simpler to understand for beginners and casuals like myself. Let's hear about the next paragraph.
Developed in Unreal Engine 5, Stormgate will support high-resolution HD visuals in 4K and hundreds of units in epic, large-scale wars across a variety of maps and tile sets.
Really? That's awesome. I just hope it's smooth gameplay. So the fact that that it's developed in Unreal Engine 5 means that it's already a pre-established engine that the guys who are making this at Frost Giant don't need to work on. If you remember a game like Cyberpunk, they made their own engine, and the developers had to spend time working on the engine as well as the game itself, and that made it really difficult for them to get it to play smoothly, resulting in lots of crashes, lots of glitches, lots of bugs. I'm hoping that with Unreal Engine 5, a pre-made engine, they'd be able to make it smoother. And my hope is that they'd be able to make it run on multiple cores, so that it'll run smoother with higher frame rates.
The user interface is designed to make RTs more approachable by streamlining inputs, automatically assigning units to control groups.
Really? Automatic assign control groups? That's awesome. We've lowered this.
And enhancing gameplay. We've lowered the skill floor while keeping the ceiling as high as you want to climb.
Dude, this is awesome. Making it more accessible for casuals. This is exactly what I want. As a casual gamer, I can still understand the value of control groups, allowing you to at least separate your army, your production, and your upgrades. And if a game automatically does that, I can immediately its value to people, even at the lowest levels. I think this would be a very good thing. I like how they make it really accessible for everyone. Yeah, let's hear more about it.
Stormgate is the RTS everyone's been waiting for. Epic.
Well, I'm not sure that everyone has been waiting for an RTS, but yeah. Do you guys, for all of you guys who watch StarCraft 2 Call, do you know anyone who's been waiting on RTS? Or, because personally, I live in the Philippines and we're very social gamers, and we mostly play what everyone else is playing. Like, over here, Dota is very popular. People play that. Also, a Counter-Strike, they play that a lot because their friends play it, so they can have an experience that includes all their friends. So I'm hoping that when they say that everyone's been waiting for, I'm hoping that there are more people who are interested in playing RTS, even in my own country, as well as everyone else's.
Stormgate is the RTS everyone's been waiting for. Epic story missions. Earth didn't stand a chance. Our story begins hundreds of years in the future, after alien invaders hell-bent on claiming this planet as their own poured out of the Stormgates and brought an end to the world as we knew it. Yet humanity survived.
Okay, it looks like hundreds of years in the future. Kind of like StarCraft. I like how they're trying to emulate the StarCraft feel. I haven't really played Warcraft, so I only know RTS from StarCraft's perspective, and I like how they're kind of trying to emulate StarCraft here. And alien invaders hellbent on claiming this as their own. That sounds a bit like, well, that sounds a bit like the Zerg, or really Martians. not really Zerg, more like Martians. They're trying to claim our planet as their own, and they're pouring out of Stormgates, which I suppose are kind of like warp rifts, void rifts even, and they're trying to invade our planet. Of course, you can immediately tell that this is not gonna be like War of the Worlds style, where the aliens kind of died because they couldn't survive the microorganisms in our atmosphere. But that's here to near or there. Let's continue.
As the fully playable demonic infernals return to unleash havoc once again.
Okay, fully playable demonic infernals. Looks like they're the second race. Infernals will be kind of like the Zerg, I think, or the Protoss, or they didn't really design. They didn't really specify yet whether it's gonna be like the Zerg. I haven't really watched the trailer yet either. So yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna be like the Zerg, but I imagine they're gonna be like the Zerg, right? We'll see. But Alien Invaders sounds like Protoss to me. But it says Demonic Infernal, so the name kind of implies like it's Zerg-like. Yeah.
As the fully playable demonic infernals return to unleash havoc once again, Earth's defenders must gather their courage and climb into their 20-foot-tall mechs to save the world.
Goliaths? Sounds like Goliaths to me. Oh, I'm okay with that.
It's up to you to pick a side, harvest resources, build your base, and command mighty armies to decide the outcome.
Now that's truly what an RTS is all about. Like, this right here is what RTS is all about. Pick a side, harvest resources, build your base, and command mighty armies to decide the outcome. And emphasis command mighty armies. I'm hoping that one of the reasons why I'd never gotten to 1v1 is because when I saw the action that they did in the tournaments and hearing the horror stories of cheesing, I'm hoping that more of a command mighty armies is encouraged in this game. I'm hoping. Anyway.
The first truly social RTS. Whatever your favorite game mode, you can play Stormgate with friends. Campaign missions can be played cooperatively. Stormgate's open-ended co-op mode supports 3 players, and even 1v1 competitive players can make social connections through the built-in tournament system.
3 players! 3-player co-op! Blizzard never did that! This is gonna be... Oh, I hope this will be awesome. I hope I don't jinx it, but I'm getting truly excited. 3-player co-op. And look, they actually are emphasizing as much campaign as co-op, and we haven't even heard yet. So competition is the next paragraph, but I'm getting really hopeful, not even cautiously hopeful. I'm getting straight up hopeful that this game would truly be supportive of co-op mode, and I'm actually hoping that the story is really, honestly. If you've seen that video by Giant Grant Games, he mentioned that RTS games who focus heavily on 1v1 tend to fail because most RTS players are not competitive, and really it's only the hardcore guys that really get good in RTS game, and those guys tend to focus on 1v1, so that's why they make all the content, because they're the hardcore guys and they happen to focus usually on 1v1. But now that this game is announcing that they're focusing equally on campaign, co-op, and story, I'm getting hopeful, because again, I played StarCraft 1 initially for the story, and I'm hoping that the story will be good enough to play and replay, because that's what will keep players coming back to the game. Anyway, let's listen to more.
The next generation of RTS competition. Stormgate carries forward the storied legacy of world-class esports. Enjoy advanced matchmaking for players of all skill levels, featuring a competitive 1v1 ladder where your abilities will be put to the test against similarly skilled opponents around the world.
Okay, so there's a 1v1 ladder, that's important to note because Age of Empires 4, I believe, one of the complaints I heard was there wasn't actually a ladder, so you can't really be matched against players of your own skill level. I'm not sure if that changed yet, but I haven't played Age of Empires 4, but sounds nice, I guess. I don't play 1v1, so yeah, that sounds nice, I guess.
When it comes to competition, we've got you covered. Set up your own tournaments, participate in grassroots events, or qualify for professional esports matches, all from directly within the game.
Yeah, that sounds like it's catering to the hardcore 1v1 community. That's nice. Like it's nice that they have a game mode to gravitate to, and from what it looks like they're setting up the infrastructure to make it a social event. Because if you remember StarCraft, if you play StarCraft 2 1v1, it's just the ladder. You just pick your race. You can check your stats. You can participate in tournaments, but that's it. Here you can set up your own tournaments, not just the in game, not just the in game auto tournaments. You can set up your own tournaments, participate in grassroots events, and professional esports matches. Like, they're setting up the infrastructure really well. I like it. I don't play 1v1, but it sounds really good.
Free to play, never pay to win.
Oh,
Stormgate is free to play so that everyone can enjoy the fun of RTS. Support the development of additional optional content that you enjoy, without ever paying to remove nuisances or gain an advantage.
They're starting with a free-to-play model immediately, and I can see their game here. No pun intended. I can see what they're gunning for. They're making it as accessible to everyone as possible. They're lowering the skill floor. They're making it free-to-play so that everyone can just get the game, and you can support it optionally through buying in-game content. They're kind of going for the co-op model, where they're banking on the passion of fans to openly support them through buying, I'm guessing, cosmetic content, and maybe announcers, maybe stuff like that. I like this model, actually. I'm a bit iffy about whether it'll actually succeed because they haven't actually established a fan base, like quite like StarCraft 2. This model worked for StarCraft 2 because it has an extremely loyal fan base. They'll keep coming back to the game and support any sort of content. I can speak firsthand that despite everything that Blizzard keeps doing to kind of shoot itself in the foot socially, it's still really hard to resist paying for new commanders, because the commanders are so fun, and honestly, I just love this game. I'm a bit more cautious about their financial model of really just banking on the support from a rabid fan base who is so willing to support the game that it'll just continue going on and on. But this is a model I can stand behind on. Like, I like the concept of their model. I'm hoping they succeed, honestly.
Unleash your creativity in the editor. Craft your own custom missions and minigames in our powerful and user-friendly editor. Draw terrain, create scripts, modify units, and publish your map for the community to play. Gather data about your content to take your creations to the next level. Make something fun, share it with the world, and be rewarded for your efforts and creativity.
Honestly, this sounds awesome. I'm not one of those nerds who make maps. I used to be one of those nerds in StarCraft 1, but not anymore. Not because I don't like being a nerd. I love being a nerd. I mean, I didn't choose the nerd life. The nerd life chose me. But I kind of, couldn't quite invest enough time to be good in the editor in StarCraft 2. But I'm hoping that the community in StarCraft 2 of those editors who made the custom campaigns, the guy who made Direct Strike, yeah. Anyway, this looks really fun and promising that they can immediately have a lot of user-generated content to keep the game, fresh. Like, the developers can't really be counted on to pump out new content continuously. But I'm hoping that it'll take like a StarCraft 1 kind of thing, where most players stay for the use map settings game modes, where you can have like fancy setups with different game modes. Where if you remember Big Game Hunters, those never-ending resources are also varying, like Capture the Flag, King of the Hill style tournaments, and or King of the Hill style competitions where you can play with your friends without actually worrying about build orders, strategy, scouting, harass, all that stuff. Just play a simple game mode, which can be enjoyed by anyone. I like how they're really making it truly accessible as much as possible. Like they know what they are, and they know what they aren't. They know that they are a new company, so a new developer. So they're really trying to like gather everyone as much as possible to try out their game. This is really good. I like the foundation of their model. The only thing that's iffy to me is that they're banking on financially. They're banking on financially to hope that their players would be passionate about their game to support it. This is honestly the only iffy part about this, but otherwise, this looks really promising. Now, as I mentioned before, they made a trailer, and I have it on here. So you know what? Let's watch said trailer.
Discovery, this is Command. Storm's in your way. Prepare for extraction.
Signal's breaking up. Command, I'll do one last scan. See you soon. Over. Okay, hurry. Now we're talking. Command, I may be onto something. I have it, Command. Repeat, I have it. Mission accomplished.
Hang tight, Doc. I've got this.
Glad you could make it.
We gotta move. Now. There's a storm coming. And hell's coming with it.
Okay, so I remember watching the first cinematic of StarCraft 1. I can remember it. Like, there was a guy who was working on something in space, and then uh they were collecting debris and stuff or space junk, and then they got shot by the Protoss laser thingy. This is quite different from that. Not that it's better or worse, but you can immediately see there's going to be fighting involved, and the humans and they said 20-foot tall mechs, right? But it doesn't look quite. Anyway, there's going to be fighting right away, and the Infernals, they look kind of like almost like Balrogs in a way, like from Diablo or something. Yeah, I like the concept of like two different races, and like I like the Aurora Borealis. So there was a lady here who was I think working on these. Look like probes. If you see the graphics of these things look like probes. She was gathering some sort of shield. It looked like a shield. Yeah. So I'm not sure what this is. It looks like an objective where you have to steal a relic or an artifact from the aliens, from the Infernals, and take it back to base. It sounds like Donnie Vermillion even. So here you can see right away that they're not just going for destroy all the enemy buildings sort of thing, but a gather this X objective type of thing. And I can appreciate that. Like, they're immediately, right away, going for different kinds of objectives, not just destroying the enemy. And you can see that the Infernals are clearly trying to stop them. Like, they're converging on here, and the 1v1 fight that takes place between this monster dude right here and this here giant mech, which, yeah, it is a giant mech. Maybe it becomes 20-foot tall if you add like wings at the back or something. But it has guns. It has a grenade thing. But and I found it almost funny that they're trying to punch each other instead of because with the Zerg you have claws, you have fangs, and with these Infernals they also have claws and fangs. But like he's going for punches. I thought it was kind of funny. Whereas the opponent, the Goliath sort of thing, you can call it Goliath, whatever, I'll call it Goliath. The Goliath sort of thing is shooting it with the guns. This guy is punching it. But overall, I kind of like it. It's not something that, honestly, in itself, it's alright. I like the concept of getting this shield as an objective. Like, it's not a destroy your enemies kind of thing, but you can tell they try to go for different kinds of objectives here. And yeah, there's a 1v1 between this Goliath and this Balrog. Yeah, the fight was okay. I'm not sure how that will translate into in-game mode. Maybe there's a sort of boss fight sort of thing that can happen, where you have sort of like the Odin against another giant boss. I wonder if they can make that fun. And yeah, Stormgate. So the cinematic itself, it's all right. I'm more excited about what they mentioned about the game on Steam, and yeah, do let me know, guys, if you are excited for this new game and what you're hoping for regarding their content. And I'll see you guys next time.